One day bleeds into the next. Fresh ink on damp paper. No one speaks to me. Not teachers, not students, not the black guy at the next locker, although he did smile my way a couple of times. Not even Schrader talks to me, only then, other than a few grunts. I'm invisible to everyone except my stinking social worker, who I wish would shut the hell up. All she does is blabble about how school is good for me. So I'm shocked to hear when someone to hear someone call my name on Tuesday morning of my second week at school. I'm almost to the glass double doors when heels click on the pavement behind me. Nathaniel? A woman says. My blood turns to ice. Only people at the fort and the media call me that. I told the social worker I wasn't safe. Now it's too late. I've been found. Where can I run? Not the parking lot. Others could be waiting for me there. Inside, to the office to call for help. Nathaniel, the woman repeats. It isn't a voice I recognize. I turn my head slightly and catch a glimpse of blonde hair. I'm Shaw Hall. I'm Shaw Halt. Can we talk? Shaw Halt. I know that name, but I can't remember where from. The fourth? Is she one of the Skyenberg bears? Uh, there's they're the woman who paper areas with racist flyers. That's how it starts. The fort picks a town when that's too diverse, or where political tensions have been rising, or just where they think they can get a foothold for some reason. If the flyers don't get enough attention, the men step in and make sure the message can't be ignored. Graffiti, meetings, marches, and even bloodshed. Whatever gets them noticed and spreads word of the cause. I teeter on the edge of standing my ground and bolting inside. If she's small, I can overpower her before anyone else shows up. I can turn her face. I turn to face her instead of the fatigues and white or red-laced combat boots I expect. She's wearing uh, creased khakis and tan high heels. She sweeps her long blonde hair over one shoulder and flashes a bright smile, and half takes up half her face, kind of like a clown or a shark. The gears in my brain click into place. Shaw Holt, the reporter. I remember seeing her name on articles about me. She's the woman that watched me and Trailer leave the psych center. My heart rate slows slightly. She's not a physical threat, but she's a threat all the same. I turn to reach the door. She darts in front of me. It'll just take a minute. How'd you find me? Somehow my voice stays even while my eyes are flipping all over. They said no one could find me. They lied. If this chick can, the fort can. I have to leave. My hand slips into my pocket where I put Miss Erica's card every day when I get dressed. I'll use the office phone. Miss Erica will believe me. She'll insist they take me back to the psych center where I'll be safe. Finding people is what I do, the reporter says, flashing her fake smile again. I glare at her. Her smile fades. Fine, I hid behind the mental institution and wrote down your uncle's tag number as you drove away. From there, it was pretty easy. Who have you told? No one, not a soul, I swear. I'm 100% alone in this. Like her promise means anything. Reporters lie and twist and manipulate. It's their job, not that different from the people from the fort when you think about it. Both feed on people's fears. Why would I tell anyone, she asks. I don't want to get scooped. I want a diesel engine rumbles by, bringing the first load of students. The reporter glances down towards the bus. A flicker of irritation passes over her face, but it's gone quick. I wonder if I imagined. Is there somewhere else we can talk? She asks. No. I go for the door again, this time yanking it open. Cold air rushes over me. The reporter heels tap on tile. I don't want to hear your side. I know. I want to hear your side. Leave me alone, I say a little too loudly. It echoes through the empty halls. I face her again and lower my voice. Go back to wherever you came from and forget where I am. Please. Not that it will matter, but because soon as I call Miss Erica, I'm out of here. But I don't want this lady hounding me at the psych center either. First few months were miserable. Reporters camped outside trying to sneak in, bothering other patients' families. The reporter drops her fake smile completely. Don't you want to get your side out? To let people know the real Nathaniel? I want to tell your story. All the articles and reports about you have been unbalanced. No one has ever gotten your perspective. I don't want. I don't know about you, but I don't think that's fair. Her eyes are steady. I shift my weight. Of course, I want my side out there, but on my own terms, not from this perspective of some shady reporter who tracked me across 2 states. No thanks, I turn. Her hand juts out and latches onto my backpack. Just hear me out. I jerk away and the strap rips. The bag slips off my shoulder and hits the floor with a thunk. Shit, thanks, lady. Her eyes go wide. I'm sorry, I didn't mean. Hey, a voice booms. What's going on? I whip around. The black guy stands near the office, dressed nicer than most of the teachers dress. Just talking, the reporter says, smiling again. The locker guy folds his arms. I don't think you're supposed to be here. Let me get Miss Principal Ross and check. Actually, I was just leaving. She takes a couple steps, then looks back over her shoulder. I meant what I said. Think it over. She she walks away as the first wave of students enter the building. Her blonde head bops through the cloud and disappears behind the bus. I kneel and scoop my torn up back. It wasn't much, but it was mine. Hey man, you okay? The black guy appears beside me. Eyes there. Fine. Yeah, fine. Who is that? I sling the intact strap over my one shoulder. No one. Thanks for. No one. Thanks for. No problem, he says. They don't call me the bodyguard for nothing. Who calls you the bodyguard? He laughs. The basketball team. I hold the record for taking the most charges in a season, although I'm looking for a break this year. You like basketball? Uh, sorry. Yeah, it's kind of a big deal my face flushes. Where I'm from. And where's that? The bodyguard walks towards the lockers. I start to follow, then stop short, glancing back at the office. I can't call it Miss Erica about the reporter and continue talking to the only person who's been nice to me since I moved here. I trot to catch up to the bodyguard. I can call Miss Erica. It's nowhere important. Here's an eyebrow. Can't be all that bad if they like basketball. I hitched the lopsided backpack. Guess not. Geez, I suck at conversation. We reach our lockers and toss our stuff inside. He starts to walk away, but turns back at the last second. Hey, what are you doing after school? Huh? Want to hang out? I rock back my heels. He can't be serious. I don't think anyone ever asked me that. Kelsey never asked. She told. I can picture her clearly, propping down in the desk beside me, scooping it so close to her hair brushes my arm. You're coming over today. No choice. I never had a say with Kelsey. What you want me? Do you want that? I ask. He grins. What do you want to do? Fuck. Sorry. What do you want to do? I ask. He grins. I'll meet you after the last bell, okay? Trudy usually waiting at the front. As soon as the bell rings, he'll be pissed around me. Okay. The bodyguard sticks his hand out. My real name is Brandon, by the way. I shake his hand. I shake. His hand is warm. Nate, why are you being so nice to me? Because I don't think you're like everyone says, Nate. What does everyone say? The bell rings. We'll talk after school. The bodyguard, Brandon, says, before he swept up into a flow of students heading to homeroom. I wait by my locker after the last bell, but Brandon doesn't show. This is a setup. He and his basketball friends are gonna dump pig's blood on me or something. Right when I'm about to give up, he walks briskly down the hall, out of breath, tucking his white polo into his creased khaki shorts with one hand. Sorry, Coach held this longer because Fletcher couldn't finish his sprints without complaining the whole time. I swear, if he keeps this up, I'm gonna hide my sweaty socks in his car. Oh, that's cool. I'm looking around for strings or buckets or any signs of a prank. Brandon stuffs some bags in his book. What? Brandon stuffs some books in his bag and shoulders it. Ready? Where are we going? You'll see. He leads the way out of the front doors, almost colliding with Trader. Excuse me, sir, Brandon says. Trader's eyes settle on me. Nate, where the hell have you been? Waiting on Brandon. We're going, well, I don't know yet, but somewhere. He sticks out his hand. Brandon Kingsley. Trader's eyes widen. Whose idea was this? He demands. Brandon drops his outstretched hand back to his side. Mine, sir. He asked if I wanted to hang out this afternoon. I say, is that a problem? The beast is waking up in my gut. Someone's finally nice to me, and Trader comes along and ruins it. I clench and unclench my fists and close my eyes. I can't lose control here, not now. No, Trader says. I mean, wait, can I speak to you alone for a moment? My eyes fly open. The darkness closes in. I'll wait out over here, Brandon says. He retreats to the sidewalk near Trader's truck. What in the hell do you think you're doing, Trader spits? Hanging out with a guy from school? I growl. What's wrong with that? Trader presses me against the door and I drop my broken bag. If you plan to hurt this boy, I swear to God, my breath comes in fast. Shallow bursts. Hurt him? That's what you think I'll do? I convinced him to ask me to do something this afternoon so I could lure him away and kill him. Another notch in my belt? I shove Trader away. He stumbles but recovers quickly and pushes me back. I'm several inches taller than my uncle, but his burst of strength catches me off guard. Look here, you little Nazi shit. The black boy gets one scratch on him, I'm calling the cops, you hear me? The beast is roaring now, screaming for me to rip Trader's head off. My flimsy thrift store shoes aren't heavy boots, but I bet I could still do damage. I catch sight of Brandon by Trader's truck. His brows are furrowed. His cell phone's out, like it's ready to call the police himself. I think about the light. Breathe. Trader has one thing right. I let the beast loose and it's jail for me. No more sex center. I can't do juvie again. That place only fed the beast too much longer and there wouldn't be any light left. Thankfully, my attorney saw what was happening and got me moved. I won't be so lucky the second time. I lure Trader. His name isn't Blackboard, it's Brandon. And if your first thought is hurting him, then you might be the Nazi shit, not me. All color dreams from Trader's face. I push past him and hitch my backpack. Let's go. I called to Brandon. You alright? He asked me for the second time today. Yeah, let's get out of here. A river. That's where Brandon's taking me. We stop at a large brick house, long enough for me to drop one of his books and grab a couple of fishing poles. I cran my neck to see what's inside, but I couldn't catch more than a hint of dark entryway. What is in a black family's house like? What is a black family's house like, especially a family like Brandon's? Is that racist? I hate that I don't know these things, and I don't have anyone to ask. Poles in hand, Brandon leads me down a path through the woods. I haven't entered the woods since that day. The closest I've come in the hole is the hole with a tree where I dump everything during yard work. I keep telling myself that isn't my forest of blood and shame and fear. It's similar to the forest in Kentucky, but warm, more alive. Dense underbush, thick oak trees, elms, and maples, and tall pines towering over all of them. And it's quiet, but not a bad quiet, not silent. Cicadas sing, frogs croak, and mosquitoes the size of quarters buzz around my head. By the time we reach the water, I've already had at least 5 red angry wells on my arms. Rising on my arms. I'd have more if I've worn shorts like Brandon. He doesn't seem to have a bite on him. Is that a black thing? Or do they not bite dark skin? Not that I can be too thankful for my jeans. I only have one pair that isn't ripped, and I'm wearing them today, of all days. The diamond sticks to my sweaty legs, making it hard to walk after a while. At least when we hit the river, the woods clear enough to let a little breeze through. Brandon rests the rods against the tree. So, what do you think? I glance around, trying to figure out what he's talking about. All I see is the woods and brown water and muddy river bank. About what? This. He spreads his arms open. I figured being new here and all, you should see in the town you should see a place in this town that doesn't suck. Lewiston doesn't exactly have a lot going for it. He laughs. This is the best spot in the whole damn town. It doesn't look like much more than a mud hole to me. Brandon follows my gaze to the water edge. It's kind of low right now, but trust me, there's good enough fishing here in the summer. I caught a 10-pound bass right over there a couple of years ago. Wow, I say, and I mean it. I can't fish for shit. He smells and talks. Little creases form at the side of his eyes, like the picture of Santa Claus on Christmas card in the psych center in December. The guys and I used to use the spot for more drinking beer than fishing, so I can't say if there's any fish right now or not. I thought we could at least give it a shot, though. Sure, okay. I can't remember the last time I went fishing. Probably with Kelsey in the pond at the edge of the fort. She always caught a bunch while I got nothing but mud and sticks. Brandon flicks his wrists and the line sails out to the middle of the water. He makes it look easy. There's something about this place, he says. You just sort of forget the rest of the world exists. That's probably not too impressive. He laughs and reels in the empty lure. What about where you're from? Please tell me there's more exciting than this. My body tenses. There's only one place where I'm from where the world could fall away. The holly bushes and the trees with Kelsey. And even then, it never completely disappears. Not like Brandon's describing. It only fades a little. Not much, no matter how much I try to shut it out, a part of me always is aware that the shadows lurking in the trees were attached to the real monsters. And that's not something I could talk about, though. Not that the holly bush really counts anymore. Anyways, I shrug. There's not much where I'm from. I don't like talking about it. It wasn't a good place. Brandon's mouth turns down slightly. He casts again. I hope we're different then. I stare at my fishing pole. Brandon tenses at the line across the water. People here aren't that bad if you give them a chance, he says. The people here aren't that bad, he says, if you give them a chance. They really haven't been giving me a chance. Brandon arches an eyebrow and looks like he wants to say something, but focuses on the dancing lure. Brandon, I hesitate. He's been nice so far, but I don't know if we're to the point where he'd be honest with me. I decide to risk it. What have you heard about me? It doesn't matter, man, he says. Don't listen to that shit. I twirl the fish hook. Could you tell me anyways? He keeps his eyes on the water. You're fresh out of juvie, that's not a secret.